President Obama hitting the trail hard for Hillary Clinton and hyping the economy that he's overseen for the last 8 years. Listen.
We turned job losses into 15 million new jobs. Poverty went down faster than any time since 1968. We've seen an America that went from too many people uninsured to now 20 million people with health care who didn't have it before.
But is the economic picture really as rosy as the president is painting it? And what will it mean for voters if Hillary Clinton continues his legacy for the next 4 years? Brenberg, he's the chairman of business and finance at the King's College in New York City, and he joins us now to break it all down for us. Thank you for joining us.
Good to be here.
So we heard President Obama painting a rosy picture there, and he did, grow the economy, but not necessarily in the correct places.
Well, he's telling part of the story, but you notice what he's leaving out. He's leaving out debt. He's leaving out long-term unemployed. He's leaving out people stuck in part-time jobs. He's leaving out the growth and regulation. That's part of the Obama economy story. If you're not telling that part of the story, you're not telling the whole story.
And the people not looking for jobs anymore because they just
and the growth and the number of people who have dropped out of the labor force. Yeah, so it's a very mixed picture at best, and he's just not telling that story in the campaign trail.
But when you hear Hillary Clinton speak about her economic plan, she's got big plans. Let's take a look, first of all, at her wish list. This is everything that she would like to do, and it sure sounds great. $350 billion for tuition-free college, $275 billion for infrastructure, $300 billion for paid family leave, and $60 billion for clean energy. All right, well, that's all great, but how are you going to pay for it?
It's got to come from somebody. Yeah. It's going to come out of somebody's pocket. Clinton says it's going to come out of wealthy taxpayers' pockets. She wants to tax the rich, she says, not middle-class Americans. The problem there is the rich, the wealthy, have capital that they invest in businesses. They have money that they can lend to borrowers to buy homes. And so what happens is when you tax them, you're actually eliminating that capital, drying up capital for the average American, and that hurts the average American. The economy as a whole. It's not parts. It's not wealthy against middle class. It's everybody working together. But she seems to want to bifurcate it.
Well, let's take a look at those numbers you were just mentioning for the middle class. The estimated cost of a Hillary Clinton presidency for the average middle class citizen, a 1.8 to 2.4% decrease after tax income, and then a $750 cost for a worker with a salary of $36,000 or so a year.
Yeah. These are rough estimates because, of course, the candidates never put out enough detail to really tell with any precision what's going to happen. But the point is Hillary Clinton's not going to grow the economy. She wants to tax the rich, and she wants the government to spend more money. As you said, give money to college students, spend more money on health care, but it's not going to grow the economy, which means it's not going to grow investment, it's not going to grow wages, and that's what hits middle-class taxpayers' pocketbooks.
So in order to grow the economy, one of the main things you have to do is have new businesses.
Absolutely. You need to reform taxes. You need to reform regulation. We've had hundreds of billions of dollars of new regulation over the past 8 years. That kills businesses. That makes it hard to start a new business. If you want to put people to work, if you want to grow wages, you have to grow businesses. That means you have to roll back regulation. She wants to go in the opposite direction, and that's one of the real problems with her economic plan.
Yeah, and also she wants to, kind of redo Obamacare. Keep Obamacare, and we have all of those costs that are coming out in the news.
Double down on Obamacare, increase the subsidies, introduce a public option. So if you like the way Obamacare is working, if you like the higher premiums, well, you're probably going to see more of that under her plan.
And then also in her plan, what's the other key to growing the economy that we would need to do in order to pay for it?
Well, in her plan just doesn't have growth. She's talking about infrastructure spending as a way to grow the economy, but we've seen that story play out in this country in 2008. We've seen it play out in other countries. It doesn't work. Government stimulus doesn't grow the economy. Private investment does. And the problem right now with Clinton's plan, she's talking about government trying to grow the economy. That's moving in. That's the direction of the last 7 years. We haven't seen the results we wanted to see. We need to move in the other direction.
It's like that other phrase for tax increases. Don't want to use that phrase.
No, right.
But it means the same thing. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Brian. Good to see you, too.
You bet.
Always great to have you.